Meet the Khans, big in Bolton. So the second episode introduced us to another member of the family in the form of Faryal's mother, who had come over to help with, well, just being a mum really. And in this instance, she's making some breakfast. Faryal's a little bit clueless, but she does admit, you know, she's not the best dab hand at making curries and all that kind of stuff. But Amir's more than happy to have a paratha for breakfast, and obviously mum is showing how it's done, and it's just nice, light-hearted. And to be honest, I can imagine this is what they're like in real life as well. I haven't met Faryal's mum. I've met her briefly. I wouldn't say I know her, but yeah, how she comes across on screen is pretty much how she's come across in real life when I have seen her. And it's just that typical, you know, Asian mum, you know, look after the kids, make sure you're fed well, maybe sometimes make sure you're fed too well, but hey, it's been a lockdown, we've all put on a few pounds. But yeah, this episode was kind of a little bit more focused on Faryal and what she's been up to, and also Amir and Faryal as a couple. Not to forget, Faryal is her own person. She's a businesswoman, she's a mother, so she's a bit of a tongue twister there. She's a social media influencer, she's got her own makeup brand, and a lot of people didn't know, / now they know. If you know now, if you don't know now, you know, and all that kind of stuff. But she looks after a lot of the business side for Amir, and in this episode you can see her making phone calls, getting in touch with lawyers, sorting out invoices. I mean, once upon a time, the team that was around Amir was quite big, and it was publicized in the media stuff that obviously he left his current team, and essentially Faryal oversees everything. I mean, some people are going to agree with it, some people are going to disagree with it. At the end of the day, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but in a nutshell, sometimes it is better one person overseeing everything and doing stuff really well rather than 10 people, and then things get lost in translation. But anyway, talking about clothes, Amir is a bargain hunter, he's not shy about that. But like me, I can't put an outfit together to save my life. Back in the day I was quite good at it, but I don't know, I've just lost my touch. Fun fact, sometimes when me and Amir used to go to, like, when he was on TV and stuff, sometimes we'd have to swap shirts just because whatever he wore didn't look fantastic. But that's just a little bit of a fun fact. Again, with Faryal's shoes, some people are going to mourn, some people are going to complain. At the end of the day, when you're living that level of a lifestyle, you are going to shop in those high-end places. And yeah, she's probably got more shoes than days of the week, but quite frankly, what woman hasn't got more than a gazillion pair of shoes? And then there's a bit of banter about how Amir's a good lad, and he doesn't go out as much as he used to, / he doesn't go out anymore, and them days are gone. And it is good, putting your past behind you, moving forward. At the end of the day, he's an adult, he's approaching his mid-30s just like me. But yeah, we still feel young and active, and he's a father as well, so a nice girl catch up, girl talk with her friend and partner to a certain context, Khadija, just talking about life and how she copes. I think at the end of the day, Faryal, just like many other celebrities in the media's eye, you are going to get portrayed a certain way. People are going to make comments, they're going to be hurtful statements and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes, it's like a water off a duck's back and it just rolls off. But sometimes it can hurt and affect you and have a detrimental effect on one's mental health. And in this particular episode, we see Faryal going to see a therapist. Again, therapy is a fantastic tool for most people. Some people it works, some people it doesn't. But the big thing here is communication. To a certain extent, getting her side of the story out, who she is, who she's all about, what she's all about. And at the end of the day, I think a big thing, what people tend to forget, is she is a young woman who left New York to come to Bolton, from one of the biggest cities in the world, the Big Apple, to come to Bolton, what's known for Warburton's bakers, born and bred, and obviously Amir Khan and a few other celebrities, and she's left that lifestyle, she's left the family, she's moved into a new family home, different styles, different culture to an extent. And at the end of the day, she's a young woman. She married like when she was 21. She, you know, had two kids fairly quickly. And, you know, she is essentially a young mother, a businesswoman. She's looking after her husband. She's looking after the business side. So, you know, to a certain extent, I do think sometimes people don't cut her enough slack, because I think any young woman who at the age of 25 is juggling a business, is managing her partner's finances, is juggling 3 kids, is trying to juggle a career, at the end of the day, who you are, superstar or not, it is a lot to contend with. And yeah, I suppose you could say sometimes, you know, she doesn't help herself with certain comments or posts, etc. But either way, you're not going to win all the time with the media. Moving on towards the back end of this episode, it still follows Amir and Faryal to Dubai, where Amir's planned a surprise birthday party on a yacht. And again, it shows another real side of Amir, which is he genuinely makes time for anybody and everybody, whether it's a picture, whether it's an autograph, whether it's a video. He genuinely, this is the real deal. You know, even in Bolton, even though everybody knows him, even though some people have had a million pictures with him and want a million more, he'll still stop and chat and talk to him and pull over and have a picture and all that jazz. And definitely with the kids, I've seen it a million times. You know, an ill child is attended a hospital, sometimes unbeknownst to the public. You know, he just keeps it hush hush, and he goes, sees, you know, somebody who might be ill, etc., to wish them well, to motivate them. And it's just a really good, you know, that's the way he is, you know, human nature, natural, not just for the camera. That's what he's like. Very big hearted, does want to make a difference, and, you know, is one of the reasons why essentially he, you know, created the Amir Khan Foundation and his own charity, just so he could be sure that when he is raising these monies, they're going to the right causes and they're going to the right places, and, you know, nothing dodgy is happening. Towards the back end of the episode, you know, it's Amir and Faryal talking about, you know, being together, maybe having a holiday home. And it makes sense because, well, business and pleasure, they're in one place. You know, Amir's Middle East, boxing, doing all that kind of stuff. So it makes sense. Why spend money every time you're going out there when you can have your own holiday home? In a nutshell, the episode, you know, I'll give it about a 3 out of 5, and I'll tell you why. In a nutshell, episode 2 is more Faryal orientated and is, you know, showcasing her, who she is and what she's all about. But at the same time, you know, it's fantastic that you got to see the real side of her, what she's all about, what she does, what happens behind the scenes, and, you know, some of the issues and things that have impacted her and her lifestyle and her as an individual, and almost getting her side of the story and her image across to the viewer. At the same time, I just feel episode 2 doesn't have as much like bang, as much, you know, as much power in the punch, so to speak, as the first episode. I think the first episode was fantastic. It introduces them both. You have a bit of fun. You see Bolton, you see Amir, you see Faryal, and I just feel like episode 2 naturally would be a little bit more about Faryal, and then potentially maybe episode 3 a little bit more about Amir. Obviously, it's always going to be about both of them, but I just feel like perhaps it could have been a little bit more. But at the same time, you know, it takes a big person to talk about their feelings, emotions and issues that have affected them. And, you know, she shared that in the form of having a conversation with her friend Khadija and also with the therapist. So I mean, overall, I still think it was a decent episode. It's still, you know, worth to watch. But if I had to compare and contrast the first episode to the second episode, I'd say the first episode is still the best. But anyway, that's all for now, guys. Take care. See you next time. And bye-bye for now.